Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, the young people. Good morning, leaders of tomorrow. How are you doing? My name is Kendra Mutlabi. I'm a widow. I was widowed at the age of 31. I'm the only child. I also have one child who is married and has 3 kids. Started a business with nothing back in 1997. Growing up, I grew up in Soweto. Growing up Mokasina. I lived a normal life. It's my mother who came from a wealthy family, but life in life, things happened. We struggled, but I still went to school, irrespective of the situation. I did very well at school in the circumstances that we faced at the time, because my mom was divorced, she lost her job, and I matriculated, and nobody was working. What I did as a young person, I was not one husband. I was a dancer when I grew up, favorite ballroom, Latin American. So when I came back from school, I would go home, take off my clothes, do whatever chores, then go to the club, the dancing club. It practices like every day. Come back, I studied. So, because, I'm going to tell you a story. I'll try to be short, but I want you to take something out of what I'm telling you. So what happened is, when I was doing standards, we still had standards. I don't understand the grades. Okay. When the riots happened, I was supposed to go to high school. But I did not even apply, because we were supposed to apply to other schools. I got a letter from the school because I behaved very well and I did very well at school. So I was sent to a school which became like a private school in Soweto. The teachers there were white people, the principal was a white person, and some of the very best teachers were placed at the school. So one of the things that happened there, we were doing typing as a subject, and I had done very well with typing, so I got awarded a bursary because I was the best typist in the region. In the province, I think, yeah, because I got a bursary for that. The second year at high school, the first year I got a bursary, which I didn't even apply for. I was just called to the office and I was scared. I didn't know what I had done wrong. They told me I got a bursary. During the circumstances when I needed money, because no one was working, but I had discipline. I then finished my matric with exemption. I was 17 when I finished matric. I went to work. I didn't even apply. I was called at the school where I went to come and be a typist because they needed a typist. I worked for 6 months and then I went to the bank. I was like 18 then. So I was still Barclays Bank. I went to the bank and applied for a job. I was employed the same day. I just walked in and said, "Oh, you're so young." But nonetheless, they employed me and I started working. Working for the bank, I started as a typist, and I was doing all these cards, I was typing them and then we embossed them, print the cards. I then realized that the bank was making losses within a few months, and I made a suggestion to my manager that we need to get rid of the branch code, because every time the card reaches the customer, then they had to bring the card back, because either they moved to another province or something. So that's how we had That's how all the banks started a general branch code. If you go to ABSA, you go to all the banks, and bank, they have a general branch code. It was my idea. But I didn't know. I told my boss, who got promoted, he was an Indian guy, got promoted. I was still young, naive, I didn't know. I then got married, went to another branch, and I was an inter-branch reconciliation person there. Then I realized that every year the suspense account was not getting better, so people would be taken away from this position, and I was put in that position. What happened is, I realized as well that I'm also going to be getting rid of. What is the solution? I came with a plan B. Then I suggested to my manager that we do depositors information. That's why when you go to the banks, you put your telephone numbers and whatever. So I left the bank, I went to work for another company. If I knew, I would have been the please call me today, because all the banks, 2 years later, all the banks started using that concept. And I got paid 50 Rand for the idea. Message here is that as young people, you need to think out of the box. We can't all be, I'm a federal hala. We can't all be federal undertakers. You have to be innovative. You have to see opportunities and tap into opportunities. There's a lot of opportunities out there, but people are focusing. We can't all be tax owners. That's why the market is saturated. That's why we kill each other. You need to think out of the box and see what is it that you can do. Currently now, what I'm seeing, we have the skills shortage in South Africa because everybody became a teacher, everybody became a nurse, everybody is doing IT. We all need IT now in today's world, that you have to, equip yourself with. But why, in a few years, we're not going to have builders. We're not going to have painters, and there's money there, guys. There's a lot of money in skilled businesses. If people are unemployed now because we all want IT jobs and the companies are closing down, but what is it that you are going to come with? There's a South African guy, a young man, who innovated a dry bath. You know what a dry bath is? But he was not supported in South Africa. It was supported overseas, and he made a lot of money, millions. He's a billionaire right now. It's a small bottle with a liquid which you can wash your whole body with, like you are washing in the shower. But in today's world, where there's shortage of water and we need that. What is it that you are thinking of? Out of the box, not what everybody's doing. Okay. The other thing that I'm gonna talk to you about in my years of doing business, I'm doing this business almost 8 years now. I was awarded, I was given awards in America. I've never been a politician, but my profiles are lying in a museum in Atlanta, Apartheid Museum in Atlanta. My profiles from my grandparents, because it's also an interesting story, from me to my grandchildren. It's a story that I always tell them I'm busy writing a book, because one day I won't be here to tell a story. But some fellow Americans are going to get hold of this interesting story, but very painful, and they will make a movie, or they will write a book and make money. So I need to leave a legacy. I was scouted. I did not even know that as I was doing my business, I had a vision. I was concentrating on what I'm doing. I did not look at what other people were doing and how they ran their businesses. But I had my own visions. And this did I know that undercover people from America were watching me while I was struggling. It's not easy. Nobody is going to lie to you that being an entrepreneur is easy. It's even sometimes better to work because at 5 o'clock you knock off, but as a business person you work around the clock. And there's potholes, there's humps, there's tears, you know, things don't just come easy. You have to sweat, you have to be disciplined, fashionable. The young people are very fashionable, but if you look at the white people, when they are in business, they wear clothes from Pepsi, very cheap. But when they go on holiday, they wear Louis Vuittons. You know, when they go out and they dress up, this is what we have to copy. You know, because you're going to live beyond your means and to impress other people. But this is not what business people do. The other thing, young people are angry. Who are you angry with? The parents? The circumstances? No. Out of a painful situation, you have to find a solution. And this is what kept me going. I have hidden stars. It was easy for me to answer. Waiting I was always wearing a smile through my tears. And I would wake up to work, irrespective of what I'm going through, whether I'm not feeling well, wake up to go to work. So, in almost life, what I want to advise you is that there will always be competitors around the business that you are doing. But you can't be angry with people for doing the same business that you are doing because you need to surround yourself with people who can be in your life because you're going to learn from other people. There will be things that you don't think about, but you can learn from your colleagues. You can learn from if you have a healthy competition. We're not going to start killing people because we are in the same space. You know, we're not going to start hating people because someone is a nail, the other one is a neck, the other one is a head. If the neck is not there, the head is not going to turn. So we need to think and be innovative. That's bottom line. There's a lot that people can do. Some people are too ashamed of doing some kind of business, but this is where the money is. Myself, when I started, I was the only person who was picking up bodies. I would pick up bodies throughout the night. I would drive to Lesotho and overnight take a body to Lesotho and come back in the morning and still take my daughter to school. I would go pick up a body that was badly injured, or maybe someone who was involved, who was run over by a train. So you can imagine what that body looks like. But I was doing that. I would wash a body that was decomposed. When I try to wash that body, all the flesh is falling, and what is left is the bones. But I would still do it because someone has to do it at the end of the day. I have a person who is a friend of mine who's doing toilet business, who I've been supporting as well. It's a lady. She's washing those toilets, but she bought houses. She bought, you know the toilets. She washes them. She makes them. She drives a bike. You know, she's a woman. So it's something that people are going to say, oh, young people are going to say, oh, what are my friends going to say? But are those friends going to give you the money? Are they going to build houses for you? You know, the other thing that I wanted to, I have an advice for young people. I want to just read something for you. Remember your Creator while you are young. Life is sweet and it pleases the eyes to see the sun. However, many years anyone may live, let them enjoy them all. But let them remember the days of darkness. For there will be many. Everything to come is meaningless. You who are young, be happy while you are young. And let your heart give you joy in the days of your youth. Follow the ways of your heart and whatever your eyes see. But know that for all these things God will bring you into judgment. So then banish anxiety from your heart. The young people. I get the young people who commit suicide. But they are angry. The young people, they use substance abuse because they are angry. But one day, you're not going to fit anyway. When you come to people your age, you are Madonna, but these people are your age because you were drinking yourself to death, you were abusing substances. When you go to people who look like you, they say, let's try it. So you're going to end up not fitting anyway, and you're going to regret the days of your life. So enjoy your young days while you are still young, and carry yourself out like a young person. Do things that young people are doing with discipline. Do not be negligent. Do not be careless with your life, because the days of darkness are going to catch up with you. Basically, yeah, that's what I wanted to tell you.